Well, it seems that the only fight that can actually save Floyd is
Push the weight and no flex. Alive is one in the six. Fit the runner, boy, you nigga, no question. You would run a motherfucker high stepping. Hey, you never had a big enough weapon. Motherfucker never learned your lesson. I'm a 88 pack nigga. I'm a 88 pack nigga. I mean, day walker, drink blood, fangs out, full moon, motherfucker change like a hoe, nigga. I'm just a nigga from the hood trying to stack a little cheddar for the money.
Drew Titan Bronx on deck. Shout out to the mighty LDBC. Thank you for pulling up on me. Bear with me, y'all. Work schedule changed, so just dropping some videos. I'll be going live sporadically. Y'all just make sure y'all follow me. Painful Excellence Podcast. Follow me on Rumble, right here on YouTube also. And I'm in the process of uploading some more Patreon videos. Y'all follow me on the Patreon. I know it's been a minute, but I've been dealing with a lot of life, but here I am. Wanted to address this. I addressed it actually on Rumble. So this is the light version because I didn't want to leave everyone else hanging. But y'all make sure y'all follow me on Rumble. Like I said, my memes always mean something. And it's amazing, I always tell people the world is 360 degrees, 100%. You get what you put out, good or bad. You get what you put out. And first and foremost, I'm sure Floyd don't want people feeling sorry for him. So this isn't a pity party, but it is a petty party. Because I'm right here to tell you I told you so. Now, I was one of the people that stood in the pocket for Floyd. I protected him when he was an active fighter because people would try to attack his career. And one of the things they would use is attack him personally. And I would tell people, what kind of conversation are we trying to have? Are you trying to have a boxing conversation or are you trying to have a conversation about the character of a man? I'm not here to defend the character of a man. I'm not here to do it. Well, him. I'm not here to defend his character because he has none. But to tear down Floyd in defense of any of his contemporaries was ridiculous. I'll give you an example. Robert the Ghost Guerrero. When he signed to fight Floyd right after he did a stint in prison, they were talking about Floyd and, oh, yeah, he went to jail and he lost a step and Robert's going to beat him up and Robert's a good dude. Then we went on to he's a good dude and Floyd's not a good dude. I said, look, man, nobody's perfect. Are we going to talk about the fight or are we going to talk about Floyd personally? Because the fighter that you're speaking up and to justify why you don't like Floyd, that never works out. And what happened? Robert Guerrero, and y'all have to Google this, but if my memory serves me correctly, this dude was in New York. I think he was at LaGuardia Airport. And he got caught with a firearm at an airport. And this is all post 9/11. You can't do that, man. So, nothing really like big happened. But I said, oh, look. What is he doing in my city? He don't live here. What is he doing in the airport with a firearm? Y'all look it up. But it was just something. I was like, whoa, look at that. I guess nobody's perfect. Well, Floyd went in there and shut Robert out, and that was the end of it. But I would, stick up for Floyd as far as boxing was concerned. I never said he was a prince of a person. The man retires and he does some clown fights or whatever. But then, you started to see bits and pieces of his legacy. You saw Adrian Broner after the Marcos Maidana fight. He's pretty much done. He never rebounded from that. You saw Tank Davis. You're still seeing Tank Davis in real time. In my opinion, he's pretty much done. I know you guys want to see him come back and everything else. Look, If he comes back, he comes back. I really don't care. I don't care if he disappears. You already know I don't like that kid. Um, but I want to remind you guys, and a lot of you guys, y'all could ignore this all you want, but these are the facts. Floyd didn't want to work with Tank. He wanted to work with Devin Haney. And Bill and Devin went in another direction. And then Tank was a sloppy seconds. He kept Tank away from fights, like Lomachenko, put him in there with Pedraza. And Tank insists that fight was a setup. But the Lomachenko thing was funny because I remember Floyd threatening Tank with a Lomachenko fight. I mean, this is what we at. This is what we doing. And I'm like, why is he doing that to him? Right? And even right now, I'm saying, somebody go get Kamel Moten before he messes him up. Somebody go get him. I wouldn't trust Floyd Mayweather with anything business-wise. He's proven to be a buffoon. His juice box friend actually robbed him. So he's suing him or trying to sue him. His relationship with Al Heyman went sour, I guess, right? But he's suing Showtime for $100 million or whatever that lawsuit was. So you look at the Devin Haney situation. It's like, man, look at the generational wealth that Devin Haney has accumulated by him and Bill marching to their own tune and doing what they need to do. Look what they've accomplished. And they're still going. And then look at a guy like Tank Davis. Look at a guy like Adrian Broner. And there's other names in there too. Floyd, he pretty much in his own circle they've left a trail of destruction. He's messed up now. The latest thing is this damn lawsuit. And I just found this out just yesterday. Floyd Mayweather facing felony charges. He allegedly used a bad check to buy a $200,000 watch. You're suing people for hundreds of millions of dollars. Why are you purchasing a $200,000 watch? What are you doing? This is from the New York Post. It says Money Mayweather is in a money mayday. See, here they go, boss. Boxing legend Floyd Mayweather is facing 2 felony charges after allegedly passing a bad check while buying a $200,000 watch in Las Vegas, according to Nevada court records. The 49-year-old boxer is facing theft, value of $100,000 or greater, and draw or pass check with intent to defraud, value greater than $1,200 or greater. Oh my gosh, bro. This is ridiculous. Mayweather's court hearing took place on Monday, though he elected not to attend and was instead represented by his counsel. The original criminal complaint was filed on August 27th and was followed by a court order that Mayweather appear before a judge. The complaint alleges Mayweather wrote a $200,000 check to a high-end Las Vegas resale store, Gold Beyond. What is this? Store Gold and Beyond on December 31st, 2024. Wow. While he had insufficient money, property, or credit in the account to pay in full. So they're saying that he knew that account was fugazi and he wrote a check. They say if found guilty, Mayweather could face up to 4 years in prison and a $5,000 fine. Felony theft is a little more extreme, with up to 20 years in prison and $15,000 in fines. Let me explain something to you, man. Before I read this last part, let me explain something to you. A lot of you are reading this, or y'all read this already. You're saying, hey, we know what could happen, but that's not going to happen. They're going to just take the watch back or whatever, slap him on the wrist, give him a fine. A lot of you didn't think Diddy was going to jail. You know what I mean? I know a lot of people didn't back in the day. They didn't think Mike Tyson would get locked up. They thought he would get community service. Like, hey, he ain't gonna get locked up. He generates too much money. He ain't gonna get locked up. They put his ass away, didn't they? Stranger things have happened. But is this strange if they have him dead to rights by the letter of the law? Ain't that something? And how crazy would it be that, you know, I'm reading the story. A lot of you have read it. But how crazy would it be if they banged a gavel on him and they say, hey, man, you're going to get 4 years. You're going to get 3 years. No exceptions. It's because of, you know, your time is based off of, you know, misdemeanor, felony, or whatever. It's based off the amount. This was a $200,000 wash for him. Says here, the reason for the delay is that my guy trusted Mayweather and was trying to give him every opportunity to make good on that. Mark Cook, an attorney for Cook and Khaleesi, which represents Gold and Beyond. That's the name of the establishment that was selling him the watch. This is what he told ESPN. And it got to the point where he wasn't getting responses and wasn't getting money for a watch that Mayweather had well over a year. So this is over a year he had the watch. Oh my God. And what are you doing purchasing this when you know you have financial problems? The boxer earned over $1 billion in his boxing career, but has faced financial issues since his ring days ended. He doesn't know how to turn it off. Now, you see, this is one of the things that I argued on, you know, his behalf back in the day. Because people were talking about, oh, he's going to end up broke. I said, look, you don't like the man. Most of you big lip baboons couldn't explain it. Y'all were off code anyway. You know, but I said, I would tell him, like, yo, it sounds like you wishing that on him. And this was before, you know, he was still an active fighter. And he was falling under a lot of racial attacks. So, you know, back then I was in defense mode. I'm like, yo, why are you wishing that on him? Man, whatever. So Manny Pacquiao was their last hope. And that was the end of that. But what a way to make them right. And at this current junction, I don't care, because he completely showed his entire behind and gave his behind to the community, the black community, to kiss. How many times y'all heard me say, sometimes you don't have to lift a finger. Just let nature take its course. And I'll be damned. This dude has earned. It doesn't say generate, because you could generate $1 billion, but only earn $5 million. They said he's earned over $1 billion. I didn't know it was that much. I would have said maybe 500 million that he got to keep since he was talking. But they say he earned, okay, whatever. Plaintiffs in at least 4 states claim Mayweather owes them money. He reportedly owes $7.3 million in taxes to the IRS. And he is in a lawsuit with Showtime Networks for over $340 million. Now, keep that in mind. $340 million. Good luck suing. Now, here's where I'm at with this.
Bill, tell us. No, you Bill.
Y'all remember that? Y'all remember that conversation? Y'all remember when Bill was on Instagram and Floyd came in under a ghost account? Right? Y'all remember that? And Bill said, you know, what do you mean? We don't need your help. And Floyd, he said, look like you needed my help last night versus Ryan Garcia. By the way, did I miss it? What did Floyd Mayweather say when Ryan Garcia was caught cheating? And after all of the the excuse making and blaming ashwagandha, and he blamed Scooter, and he blamed Perfect Amino and Super Carb, and he blamed George Floyd. Y'all remember this? What did Floyd say? I don't recall him saying anything. Did he contact Bill and say, hey, man, I thought it was clean, bro. My bad. Did he do that? No. Y'all remember that?
No, you tell us. No, you tell us.
Bill.
Ain't that something? Let me go back to this article. It says he reportedly owes $7.3 million in taxes to the IRS. Interesting. How much money did he drop on Gucci when the black community was protesting Gucci? And he says, I don't protest, I invest. You know, he freestyled on us. Remember that? You might be wondering why I got Devin flinching at Floyd. Well, here's the thing. I don't know what happened to the exhibition between him and Mike Tyson. I don't know what happened to it. I don't know what happened to the fight. He wanted an exhibition with Manny Pacquiao, but Manny Pacquiao wanted it to be a real sanctioned fight. And I'm thinking at this current junction, exhibitions and clown fights, you know, I don't think they're going to get it. I mean, he owes the IRS some bread. He owes these people for this watch that he's had for over a year or something like that. And this is just crazy stuff. He has no control over his finances. He's suing Showtime for X amount of dollars. How much was it? Let me pull the article back up. $340 million. Good luck with that. No Mike Tyson. I haven't heard anything. Manny Pacquiao wants a real fight. He don't want no pity pat nonsense. He wants smoke for real. I don't know if Floyd's going to do it. So in my opinion, the only fight that can save Floyd is against Devin the Dream Haney.
Shining star for you to see what your life can truly be.
A real sanctioned fight. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I think this is the only fight that can get Floyd to not only break even, but get him back in the spotlight, because there's going to be people that's going to pick Floyd to beat Devin. And when I spoke to Bill, and I have it on my video, I should have uploaded the short. A few years ago, Devin fought Floyd in his gym. He told Floyd, he said, yeah, it was like a mirror match, wasn't it? I said, oh shit, it's crazy, right? Yeah. Then when Floyd Sr. was asked, you know, who's next out of these young kids? And he said, who's that young kid? And they said, Tank. He said, no. He said, the other kid. He said, Devin. He said, yep, that's him. Closest thing to my son. I said, really? He said, yeah. They said, well, didn't they spar? I said, yeah. He sparred. He said, well, who won? He said, who you think won? And I said, oh, snap. He beat up Tank? Devin was like 16. And then, you know, the fiasco with the spawn footage came out and they edited it. Of course, Floyd, you did that. You had someone do that. Made it look like Devin was getting beat up in line ass, drunk ass, punk ass, pillow biting, power bottom ass. Adrian Broner tried to jump in and stop it. And it was like, what are you doing, man? Get out the ring. And the Tank fanatics, you know, K-Ho ran around talking about, talking sideways with a hoodie on. In hot ass Texas, he got a hoodie on in his house, looking sideways. Tank them beat up Dev. Tank beat up. No. It was doghouse rules. Bill put like 5 stacks on the line, and Bill won the bet. I heard about that a while ago. So I said, this video is edited. Then I understand Ellie Seckback was there, who's a notorious Haney hater, but he's a dear friend to Floyd Mayweather. People said, yo, Ellie, you was there. Release the video. You have your own footage. It's yours. You were there. You know what Ellie Seckback said? He said, I will not release the video due to my loyalty to Tank. Reporting. I'm just adding on the reporting part. But that's what he said. Because he was there. And if Devin got beat up, don't you think he would have released it? He don't like the Haneys. And when they asked him to release it, he said no, because of his loyalty to Tank and Floyd. But that wasn't good enough for y'all. But you know what happened? Interesting. That was around the time Floyd and Tank Davis' relationship went sour. And then magically, the actual footage came out and the Tank fans got quiet. Ladies and gentlemen, sometimes you don't have to lift a finger. Just let it go. It's not on our time. It's on God's time. So, Floyd, you got financial problems. And Devin's in the highlight of his career. He has a whole list out of his contemporaries. Nobody wants to fight him. Shakur is a punk. Shakur, why don't you fight Devin?
No. I don't like to lose.
I know. That Brian Norman win, and shout out to Brian Norman. But it's a good win for Devin, but it's also a bad one because it scared the crap out of everybody. Hell, they still scared of they scared of Brian Norman Jr. Boots, all these guys, because that was Boots' work, wasn't it? Come on, man. Keyshawn talking crazy. Why don't you fight Brian Norman? Did Keyshawn sign on the dotted line yet? So here's what I think should happen. Because a lot has happened since, because I did this video, but there's a Rumble version. This is a light YouTube version. I got to watch my mouth over here. But a few things have happened since I did the Rumble version about maybe 2 weeks ago. The Keyshawn Davis debacle has happened. And Shakur is screaming about 144. Devin obliged him. And now he's talking about, I want a weight restriction. And then he's been quiet over the last 3 days on the Twitter. This is why I big up Brian Norman Jr. He's the only person that stepped up to the plate. There will be no Brian Norman Jr. disrespect on my channel. I just want to let you know that. So since Keyshawn is he's just running his mouth and Shakur don't want no smoke, I think this is the opportune time for Floyd Mayweather to step in and show these young whippersnappers how it's done. I mean, didn't Michael Jordan come out of retirement and play for the Wizards? His numbers were still a bit consistent, weren't they? He was still a threat. I mean, they didn't win no chip, but he was still a threat. He played for the team he owned. Remember that? Floyd, you still the face of boxing? Come on out of retirement. Wouldn't this be like Jordan versus Kobe? Right? So like along those lines, right? We could bill it. I could see the poster now. Have them facing off and then put a silhouette of Jordan and Kobe in behind. I mean, come on, do something. This sells itself, Floyd. Plus, how much money you think Turkey Al-Sheikh would give you? I know Turkey will cut you a check and say, you owe Uncle Sam how much? Done. You owe those people $200,000? Done. How much you want to fight for Devin? I think Turkey will give him like 80 mil. He'll pay off his debts and put 80 mil in his bank account. And I know, like the dumb orangutan he is, he'll find a way to goof that up. because he doesn't know any better. He's not as smart as he thinks he is. You aligned yourself with the juice boxes, and all they did was rob you. More on that on Patreon. I already spoke about that, the dangers of dealing with those people. And, since I've done that video, he got messed up. This guy's smart though, right? But I think this is the only fight that can save Floyd. Now, does Floyd win? No. I think this will be the first fight you actually see him get his ass whooped. You know what this fight will look like? Do you remember when Hector Camacho got in the ring with Sugar Ray Leonard? You ever seen that fight? Oh boy. If you was a Ray Leonard fan, that was tough to watch. And I remember leading up to that fight, people saying, oh, Ray Leonard, he could take him into deep water and drown him. And then I said, well, I think Ray Leonard is past it. I think Camacho was sort of like peeking out a little bit. You know what I mean? He was younger than Sugar Ray, and Sugar Ray was just past it, man. And Hector got him out of there. And I think that's what will happen here. He's 49 years old. One thing about Floyd is that he didn't have any bad habits outside the ring as far as narcotics and hanging out late and drinking. He would go to a club and then have his run shoes with him and jog all the way back to his house or something like that. So he didn't have any bad health habits. But Father Time was undefeated. And you know something? DHP has an axe to grind. And Devin's not like a real, he'll let you know a little something, but, he does a majority of his talking in the ring. And I know what this will be. It'll start out with, Floyd, he ain't get what I just said. Oh, he ain't taking no real damage. The ring IQ, he could get Devin. And it'll go from that to Devin beating the crap out of Floyd. And then it'll be, well, he picked on an old man. And you know what? I don't care. Because you know what? Everything happening to Floyd is one big self-inflicted wound. He has nothing but a bunch of failed relationships. You put more faith in the relationship with that juice box that robbed you. And Al Heyman and Showtime that didn't do right by you. And these kids look to you to guide them. I'm talking about Tank. I'm talking about AB. And what did you do? You made sure that they didn't outshine you. Somebody go get Kamel Moulton before he messes them up. Before he messes him up. And then I'm looking at Devin and saying, I know him and Bill, Devin and Bill was like, oh man, can you imagine? I know Bill's like, can you imagine if I let this guy take control of my son's career? Oh my God. Oh, how the mighty have fallen. But if Floyd fights Devin Haney, he can recoup a lot of those millions that he's in trouble for. He's on a hook for. But the trade-off is he gonna get his ass whooped. And yes, I'm petty. I'd love to see
Bill,
that.
tell us. No, you tell us.
Bill.
Go find that interview where he just pulled up on Bill to gloat about the Ryan Garcia thing. And then you let me know, did he ever backtrack? Did he ever say, oh man, Bill, I didn't know that kid cheated. Oh man, Bill, I didn't know he was a racist. Do you remember when Cam asked him, did you tell Ryan to come in overweight? And he told Cam, like I said before, I gotta be careful what I say on these airwaves because I'll F around and catch a lawsuit. I'm like, oh, wow. You know what he didn't say? He didn't say no. Floyd, at this current junction, if you want to make some money to get yourself even, to break yourself even, and just be sitting on at least $10 million in your life for the rest of your life, that's still an achievement. You need to go to church and be more responsible. Find God for real. Do something. Pay off your bills and break even with 10 mil and sit down somewhere. And reevaluate your life. But the only way to do that, fight Devin Haney, man. He'd be doing you a favor because you ain't doing him no favors. He don't need you. Mike Tyson don't need you. Manny Pacquiao doesn't need you. Manny Pacquiao has money and he has love from his people. Floyd, you've lost your money. You've lost your shirt. You tried to get embraced by the juice boxes. That ain't work, Rabbi Mayweather. And you have no love from your people. Mr. All Lives Matter. Maybe you could sell that diamond-studded yarmulke that they presented you with. Go look it up. They really gave him one. You told the community if they have a problem with your friend, they have a problem with you. Ain't nobody got a problem with you. We're just watching the melee. And I will admit, I'm enjoying it. But you want to recoup some of your lost finances? Go ahead and fight Devin Haney. Go ahead and give Bill a call. Go ahead. Give Bill Haney a call. And say, look, why don't we set up a mega fight between me and your son? You let me know in the chat if you would love that. That fight sells itself. Shakur's a coward. He's been quiet for 72 hours. Keyshawn just talking, ain't doing much. Floyd steps in at 49 years old to show these young whippersnappers how it's done. He gonna get his ass kicked. And I hope, man, I hope it looked like Hector Macho Camacho versus Sugar Ray Leonard. I hope it looked like Larry Holmes, Muhammad Ali. I hope it looked like that. Because I need Floyd to go away. But what better person to make him go away than the person he set up? The young black youth, the future, Debo Dev. Yeah, I'll be right there. I will actually go. Salute the DHP.
Shining star for you to see what your life can truly be.
But y'all let me know what y'all think. Bronx on deck.
Move!